What's up, everyone? Moonlapse Nightwind here, and we are redoing the full collection. I did it at the beginning of the year. I try to do it at the beginning of every year to show how the collection's grown. I wasn't particularly pleased with how the original one came out, but I didn't feel like recording it immediately then. So I decided to wait till the halfway point through the year. I guess it's a little past that, but we're going to go ahead and go through it now. As of January 20th, 2021, that's the day I'm recording this. This is what the collection is. We're going to try and do it all in one day. Can't guarantee I'll do it. I want to go into a little bit more depth with each artist if I can. We'll see how that goes. So let's just go ahead and get into it. We got a ton to go through. I also got another reason for this. I got a new CD shelf. You can see part of it in the corner there. And it's just so much more organized than the hodgepodge of shelves that I had before. So it's a lot easier to go through, make sure I don't miss anything. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. First up, we have the 69 Eyes. Great goth rock band from Finland. We have Devils, Angels, X or 10, however you want to pronounce it. This is a deluxe digipack edition. Has a bonus DVD with music videos and the recording of the album. And it also came with, funnily enough, it came with like a sticker, I think, and then a temporary tattoo, which I've seen some deluxe editions come with weird stuff like stickers or guitar picks, but never a temporary tattoo, so that was interesting. Then we have Universal Monsters and West End, their most recent album. Alright, then moving on to the A's. First up, we have Aura with En Ergo Enai. Then we have Abigail Williams with the Legend EP. In the Shadow of a Thousand, in the Absence of Light. I'm getting all my albums mixed up. Not a good start. In the Absence of Light and Becoming. Next up, we have Abigor with Channeling the Quintessence of Satan. Then we have the Acacia, we have Abominant first with Onward to Annihilation. Then we have the Acacia Strain with Continent, Death is the Only Mortal, and Coma Witch. Next up we have, I'm going to butcher this band's name, I believe it's Apenheimer, or Apenheimer, however you pronounce it, with Prokopton. This is a deluxe edition with a bonus track called Path of the Wolf, and then disc 2 full of all the instrumentals, which is really cool. Great album. Next we have AFI with Sing the Sorrow and Burials, my personal favorite album from them. I have listened to their new album, Bodies. Don't own it yet. It's not that good, and that hurts me to say because the Blood album was all right. Wasn't my favorite from them, but Bodies, man, it's just like they threw a bunch of old recordings together and said this is a new album. It's not that good. I am sorry. It really hurts me to say that because I love AFI. Then we have Agalok with The Mantle. Then we have, I think this band's pronounced Agatha Damon with Higher Art of Rebellion. And Serpent's Embrace. Next up, we have Alcé with, I'm going to butcher this one because it's in French, Souvenir d'un Autre Monde, I believe is how it's pronounced. This one I do know how to pronounce, Le Voyage de l'Âme. Then Shelter and Spiritual Instinct. I guess that one's sideways, huh? Spiritual Instinct, their most recent release. Trying to keep all this stuff in order, and it's not going too well. Next up, we have Ailstorm with Back Through Time. Then we have Amethystium with Evermind. Next up, we have the Amity Affliction with Misery. And Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them. There we go. Next up, we have Amon Amarth. Of course, classic. I guess you could say they're classic at this point, but they're a great melodic death metal band. First up, we have Once Sent from the Golden Hall. This is the 2-disc deluxe edition. has the original album, and then disc 2 is the Bloodshed Over Balkan performance, where they perform the album in its entirety. Then we have Versus the World. This version has a second disc composed of a bonus track, the German version of Victorious March, the Sorrow Throughout the Nine Worlds EP, as well as the Thor Arise demo and the Arrival of the Fimbulwinter demo. Then we have Fate of Norns with Odin on our side. This also has a bonus CD with some live material and some demos. Next up, we have Twilight of the Thunder God. This is the deluxe digipack with the bonus DVD Live at Summer Breeze. Surtur Rising, deluxe edition bonus DVD of the Bloodshed Over Balkan performance, where they perform their first 4 albums front to back. Then we have Jomsviking, deluxe digibook with the bonus track Vengeance Is My Name. And Berserker. Next up, another one of my favorite bands of all time, we have Amorphous. First up, we have the Karelian Isthmus, Tales from the Thousand Lakes, Elegy, the My Cantale EP, Tuonela, Am Universum, Far from the Sun, Eclipse, Silent Waters, Skyforger, Forging the Land of a Thousand Lakes. This is a live 2 CD, 2 DVD set. The DVD has the Oulu show on the first one. The second DVD has Summer Breeze open air and music videos, as well as a documentary. And then the CDs are the Oulu show. Then we have The Beginning of Times, Circle, deluxe edition bonus DVD with the making of the album, Under the Red Cloud, and Queen of Time. Next up, we have Amphisbaena with their self-titled EP. Then we have Anathema with Judgment, A Fine Day to Exit, A Natural Disaster, and Falling Satellites, or Distant Satellites, sorry, confusing that with a completely different band. Then we have Anglagard with, I believe it's called Epilogue. Yeah, Epilogue. Then we have Anctoria with God Has a Plan for Us All. Next we have YouTube musicians Anna Blue and Damien Dawn with their debut album, In Two Minds. This is the 2-disc deluxe edition, has a disc full of instrumentals as well as some of the original German tracks, and it is signed by both of them as well. Then we have Anthropia with the Aaron Chronicles, Part 1, The Journey of Beginnings. Next up we have Apocalyptica with Inquisition Symphony. Worlds Collide, this is the 2-disc deluxe edition with bonus DVD music videos making of the album. And then 7th Symphony. Next up we have Arch Enemy with Rise of the Tyrant and War Eternal. Then we have Architects with Ruin, and their most recent album, For Those Who Wish to Exist. Alright, I'm going to pause the recording really quick so I can get these put up. We'll move on to the next section. Alright, continuing on, we have Archaea with Years in the Darkness, Ascension of the Watchers with Numinosum, or Numinosum, however you pronounce it, Ascension Theory with Answers. Next we have Ashes Divide with Keep Telling Myself It's Alright. Of course, the side project of Billy Howardell of A Perfect Circle. Hope he puts out more material through that soon. It's been over 10 years, but we can hope. It seems to be the trend with anything Maynard's involved in, even if it's not involved with him directly. Serious jokes. Next we have Asterium with Worm of Melancholy, Atramentus with Stygian, Austere with Withering Illusions and Desolation, the Autumn Offering with Requiem. Next, we have Avantasia with the Metal Opera Part 1 and the Metal Opera Part 2, as well as Ghost Lights. Then we have Avenged Sevenfold with Waking the Fallen, City of Evil, Nightmare, and Hail to the King. Then we have Arion with The Final Experiment, Actual Fantasy, Into the Electric Castle, the Universal Migrator Part 1, The Dream Sequencer, the Universal Migrator Part 2, Flight of the Migrator, the Human Equation, this is the deluxe box set, comes with the bonus DVD. 01 is just what Ariane calls it, so that's what I'm going to call it too. Again, 3-disc deluxe edition, the first two discs are the main album, and then DVD with the making of the album as per Ariane tradition. Same with this one, The Theory of Everything, 2 CDs plus the DVD for the making of the album. Then, moving on for Arion after that, these are not small enough, obviously, you'll see why, to fit on this shelf. So, we have the Theater Equation Yearbook, signed by Ariane, down there at the bottom. 2 CD, 2 DVD, and a Blu-ray live set, where it's like a theater performance of the Human Equation, which was really cool. Then we have the earbook for The Source, again signed by Ariane, 5-disc set, 2 CDs for the main album, 2 CDs for the instrumentals, and the DVD behind the scenes. And the most recent Ariane album, Transitus, not signed by Ariane, I missed that unfortunately. 5 discs, again 2 for the main album, 1 for instrumentals actually. There's only 1 for instrumentals, and then disc 4, this is different, has the guide vocals for each track, which if you guys didn't, for anyone who doesn't know Ariane, what the process is Ariane Lucassen writes the music. He and usually Ed Warby, Transitus breaks away from that, recorded all the instrumentals. He brings in guest musicians and then guest vocalists to play each character. And when he does that, he sends guide vocals to each singer, recorded by someone else to show him, or to show them what he's looking for. So, and then of course, bonus DVD. All right, moving on to the Bs. We have Balmog with Summa Fide. Probably butchered that, but whatever. Next up, we have Baroness with Red Album. Blue Record. This is the deluxe edition, has a bonus CD with some live material. Yellow and Green. This is the deluxe digibook with the expanded artwork by John Baisley. Purple. And Gold and Gray. Next up, we have one of the heavyweights of black metal, and that's Bathory, with The Return of the Darkness and Evil, Under the Sign of the Black Mark, Blood, Fire, Death, which that one and this one, Hammerheart, are my favorite Bathory albums, as well as Nordland 1. Nordland 1 is also fantastic. Next up, we have Beardfish with Plus 4626 Comfort Zone. And this also has a bonus CD with its own booklet called Historical Document and Outtake and Demos, the Early Years, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have Behemoth. Of course, mighty black and death metal band from Poland, with Sventovith, Storming Near the Baltic, Grom, Demigod, Evangelion. This is the deluxe edition with a making of DVD. The Satanist, again, deluxe edition making of DVD. Messe Noir Live Satanist. This has the Messe Noir Live Satanist set where they perform the Satanist front to back on CD, and then the DVD has the Live Satanist show where they perform the album front to back, as well as some of their greatest hits. Then they have the Messe Noir Live Assault bootleg, which again, from or album front to back, and then a couple other tracks, and then the Satanist cinematic archive, which is all the music videos for this album, and their most recent release, I Loved You at Your Darkest, the deluxe digibook with the expanded artwork. Next, we have Belphegor with Bondage Goat Zombie, as well as Totem Ritual. Then we have Bestial Raids with Prime Evil Damnation. Next up, we have Between the Buried and Me with their self-titled debut. The Silent Circus. Alaska. Colors. Colors Live. Live CD DVD set. The Great Misdirect. This is a deluxe edition. Has the main album, and then the DVD is actually double-sided. The first side is the 5.1 surround sound audio on the white side, and then the orange side is the making of the album. Then we have the Parallax EP, Hypersleep Dialogues. Then we have the Parallax 2 Future Sequence. Coma Ecliptic. Automata 1. And Automata 2. And they actually have a new album coming out in August, next month. And I thought it was a meme the first time I saw it. In all honesty, I seriously thought it was a meme. But we're actually getting colors too. And I'm super excited. The new single, Fix the Error, was badass. Moving on, I'm going to get hate for this one, but I love this girl. She is such a talented person. That's Billie Eilish with Don't Smile at Me. And When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And I do plan on picking up her new album when it comes out. Next up, we have another one of my favorite bands, one of my favorite goth bands, The Birthday Massacre, with Nothing and Nowhere, Violet, Walking with Strangers, the Looking Glass EP, Pins and Needles, the Imaginary Monsters EP, Hide and Seek, Under Your Spell, and their most recent album, Diamonds. Next up, we have The Bishop of Hexen with Death Masquerade. I bought this last year. It is a 2020 release, and I still haven't listened to this, actually. So, I guess I need to get around to that at some point. Next up, we have Black Crown Initiate with The Wreckage of Stars and Selves We Cannot Forgive. Next up is the Black Dahlia Murder with Unhallowed, Nocturnal, Everblack, Abysmal, Nightbringers, and their most recent album, Verminous. Next up, we have Black Veil Brides, another band I'm going to get a lot of hate for, but it's just memories from school. I love their first album. I loved their third album, but I'll be honest, Set the World on Fire, their second album, as well as Veil, and the singles I've heard from their upcoming album, they're pretty bad. I will not sugarcoat that. But We Stitch These Wounds is still one of my favorite albums. And then Wretched and Divine, The Story of the Wild Ones, Ultimate Edition. And this is like the deluxe edition of the Ultimate Edition because it has the Legion of the Black DVD, the bonus tracks, the making of the album DVD, as well as a full-on fucking Black Veil Brides rosary, which is funny as hell to me, but and very cringy at the same time. But it is what it is. Next up, we have Blackfield, the collaboration between Aviv Geffen and Steven Wilson. We have Blackfield, the self-titled, and Blackfield 2. Next up is Blind Guardian, one of the best power metal bands of all time, with Battalions of Fear. Follow the Blind. Then we have Somewhere Far Beyond, Imaginations from the Other Side, A Night at the Opera, A Twist in the Myth, and Beyond the Red Mirror. This is the deluxe edition with the bonus tracks and expanded artwork. Then we have Bloodthorn with In the Shadow of Your Black Wings. Next up, we have Blut aus Nord with the Mystical Beast of Creation. It's a 2-disc set. Then we have, this is also a 2-disc set, the full length, The Work Which Transforms God, and then the EP, Thematic Emanation of Archetypal Municipality, or however you pronounce municipality, however you pronounce it. I'm butchering that because I'm trying to read it too fast. Then we have Mort, Odinist, The Destruction of Reason by Illumination, 777 Sects, Sects, for anyone with their mind in the gutter, and Deus Salutis Mei. Next, we have, unfortunately, what's going to be the only release from this band, Bodom After Midnight with the Paint the Sky with Blood EP. Such a shame. Rest in power, Alexi Leho. Then we have Boondocks. Former Psychopathic Records, Boondocks. ICP is a bit cringy. I used to listen to them unironically, not anymore. But Boondocks, I actually really like the horror and the realness in his raps. So we have his album Abaddon. Next up, we have Breaking Benjamin with Saturate, We Are Not Alone, the So Cold EP, Phobia, Dear Agony, Dark Before Dawn, Ember, and Aurora. Then we have Bring Me the Horizon with Suicide Season, Sempiternal, That's the Spirit, Amo, and the EP Posthuman Survival Horror. Next up, we have Broken Flesh with their self-titled. And wrapping up the bees and this video, because it's gone longer than I planned, we have Burzum or Burzum, however you want to pronounce it, with Hivis Lyset Taros. And I'm probably butchering the Norwegian language, so I apologize. Then we have Philosophum, Fallen, The Ways of Yore, and their last album, or his last album rather, Thulian Mysteries. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thanks so much for subscribing. Stick around for the other parts of this video. We'll see you next time.